Let's all play What's My Line? And now let's meet this week's What's My Line panel. First, that magical mirth maker who goes round and round, for Motown Records that is, whose newest is an album called A Bag of Thoop. And here he is, Thoopy Thales.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. And right now it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to a very sweet, young, charming actress and performer who is a brilliant ventriloquist. And the reason that she was booked on this show is not only because she's a great game player, but she's going to work all our heads. Work all our heads. She's going to work them so that we'll be able to talk and move. And would you like to see that instant replay? Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sherry Lewis.
Thank you. I couldn't hear what you were saying from back there, but it certainly took a long time. Shoot anything with hair that moves. That's not my best advice. It's just a wonderful show. And here's the star of Shoot Anything with Hair That Moves, Bert Covey.
You got the title right, but the name wrong.
How are you, Bert?
I'm fine. Nice to see you,
You
Jerry.
look very handsome.
You know, we do crazy introductions, but this one is a little more serious because it is special. I would like to introduce to you now the co-chairman, or the chairman, honorary chairman. That's right, the honorary chairman of the Heart Foundation of New York, Miss Arlene Francis. Bert Covey, what do you want?
Thank you. And now, the gentleman that, well, I think it would be very nice if we could be the first to wish him a Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Wally Bruner.
Thank you, Arlene. Well, and which year did you have in mind? 70, 71, 72, 73,
any time.
74, 65? Just any time. But welcome to What's My Line? Because during the next 30 minutes, you're going to meet some interesting people engaged in the most unusual occupations, which we hope will baffle this panel of experts. And in addition, the panel will face a mystery celebrity guest just a bit later on. But now, panel, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, put on your blindfolds.
Oh!
One of those, huh? All right.
Put on your blindfolds, please.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Are the blindfolds in place?
Yes, sir.
All right, will our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Mr. XX. Well, as you can tell, I think our challenger has entered, and it's Mr. XX. And let me tell you, panel, that Mr. XX has something to do with the entertainment business. And now let's show the audience just what his line is. All right, may I remind you again, he has something to do with the entertainment business, and let's begin with Bert Convey.
I knew you'd do that. Mr. XX, we're blindfolded, I guess, because we would recognize you on sight. Is that correct?
Could be.
Could be. Have you been in the news or in the newspapers recently, so that we would know you from that, perhaps? You think?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. But you could be at any time, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Is what you do extremely significant to us? I mean, it's what you do primarily that we're interested in, isn't
Well,
it?
may I remind you that something to do with the entertainment business.
Something to do with the entertainment
Right.
business. So we want to find out both who you are and what you do.
That's correct.
Is what you do, do you do this in front of large audiences?
Yes,
Have we seen you on television?
could be.
Could be. Does what you do have anything to do, in the broadest sense, with a physical act?
Partially.
Yes.
Your act is partially physical. Well, then do you wear some particular kind of costume?
Sometimes, yes.
Certainly so.
He does wear an outfit or costume that we would recognize immediately. Is that
I
correct?
think it's safe to assume that you would recognize the outfit or costume immediately.
I see. Is this outfit sometimes associated with the circus?
Well, not directly, but then again, yes.
Yes. Would you, in the broadest sense of the term, be known as a clown?
No.
That's one down. Arlene.
Gee, I think you did great, Bert.
Thank you, Shirley.
Now, is what you wear something that is like an animal's skin?
Like an animal skin? Yes.
I don't know where I am anyway. Are you inside of something that is shaped like an animal?
Yes.
Are you, do I have to find out what the animal is?
No, it's sort of general area as to what he does.
What he does inside of animals? What is he, Jonah? No. What does he do inside of an animal? You mean it wouldn't help me to know what kind of an animal
No.
this was? It wouldn't.
That's very,
Well, do you-
you're very close.
I'm close. Do you clean up? I mean, do you, do you destroy anything?
No.
I tell you, you're so very close, Arlene, but I think it's only fair that I flip the cards because it has been such a great performance. May I introduce you to Janos Prohaska, who is the creator of Movie Monsters. Take off your blindfolds, please.
Janos and I worked together in a, not only does he portray animals, but I did a movie and he was he doubled me. He flies, he's a stuntman, one of the
Yes.
most brilliant in all Hollywood.
Fly for us.
And let me tell you that the thing that you did not see at the opening of the show was Janos in full costume coming down the aisle through the audience of the theater.
And scaring the people.
And scaring the people and then coming on stage.
Sure, really? Them just make it out.
Just make them laugh. But he's really the chief monster man in Hollywood. And he's been in it for many, many years, and he started out by creating chimpanzees.
Yes.
And we have all sorts of monsters
Oh,
today, don't we?
different one, many one, many different.
Many different monsters.
Can we
So-
see you with your head on?
I have one.
I no, your other head. Is it too hot in there?
It is.
Yeah, I just want to see what he looks like.
All right, while he's putting his head on panel, may I tell you that Janos also brought
his eyes
along
move.
another monster for us to look at. And now I'd like you to meet the Rock Monster. Isn't that tremendous? That is really tremendous. Okay, thank you, Johnny Olson.
Oh, Wally, you spoil all the fun.
That's Johnny. But we have some other things to see, too. We have some more heads that you brought along, Janos. So let's take a look. And I think we have them right here.
Look at that.
Here we go. These are some of the other Janos creations that he has used in various television programs and in motion pictures. And could you describe, maybe we'll start right here,
Yeah,
Janos.
that
and
one is
tell
the
us about this.
faceless one. Has no face.
And these are the heads, right?
Yeah, that's the head, yes.
And they're
You
made
have
out
a
of
whole block.
rubber and all sorts
All
of things.
different things. Cloth, rubber, latex, and plastic, and every kind.
You make them yourself,
Oh,
Janos?
definitely, yes. I mold them, I make the mold.
What is this, Janos?
That's a vegetation, like.
Couldn't
that's a
you tell that,
vegetable.
Wally?
A vegetable head.
That's a vegetable, yes.
And this?
That's
Oh,
the cuckoo.
That's the dodo bird.
Bird, come up here a minute. Can we, you think Bert can get
Yeah,
in?
I
You're
guess
gonna make
so.
a bird out of me, that's what you're gonna do.
Let's see.
Look at that.
Okay,
Open
yeah.
it for me, may I?
Okay.
Certainly, yeah. Is it my size? 7 and an 8. is
Yeah,
what
7
I
and
weigh.
an 8. That's just for you.
Hey, Bert, you're a
You
strange
never
looking
look
bird.
better.
Thank you, Bert Conley. Go over and sit down. Janos, thank you so very much. We enjoyed so much. What's My
Pleasure
Line?
to be
Thank you
here.
very much. We'll be back to meet another challenger as What's My Line continues. But let's go on and meet our next challenger. Would you enter and sign in, please? Stella Owen. Miss Owen, where are you from?
I'm from Wales, Swansea, Wales.
Swansea, Wales. All right, panel, may I tell you that Stella Owen is dressed in the national costume of Wales because she is indeed the official national hostess of Wales. But she will have an interesting part in the ceremony when Prince Charles is installed as the Prince of Wales. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, Miss Owen does have a regular occupation which you are going to have to solve. And in that occupation, she is salaried and she deals in a service. And let's show the audience just what her line is. So now that we have gone through that, and that's quite an interesting role too, which we'll want to talk to her about just a little later, but let's see if we can find her regular occupation. Remember, it's a service, she is salaried, and let's begin with Soupy Sales.
Miss Owen, is this job that you do you do it mostly outside?
Sometimes.
I mean, could it be an outside object, but you might work it on the inside?
Yes.
Is this found like on certain farms?
No.
No, that's one down, Sherry Lewis.
Now, this is a service. Would I come to you to get this service?
You would, yes.
I would. It's an outside object. Whoa.
Not object, it is a service, please remember.
Oh, I thought he said it was an outside object. I'm not going to listen to you no more. I'm fond of you, but I'm not going to listen to you. I would come to you for the service. And would you touch me in the course of the service?
I could.
But you wouldn't necessarily.
But it would not be essential.
Uh-huh. This service, does it deal with something that I would your service enhance me physically?
It could.
Eventually, perhaps.
Eventually. Is your service in the form of something that you would say to me?
It would, yes.
But that really
I
would
say.
not be the real basic of the service, would it?
No, not
No,
basic.
not really. So I think we should give you a no there and make it 2 down and go to Bert Conley.
Yes, now, I would come to you for this service, is that correct?
Yes.
Would anything be exchanged between us?
No.
Nothing at all?
That's
No.
3 down, Arlene.
Good night, folks.
Just kisses.
Hopefully.
Do you have anything to do with physical exercise in any way, either a sport or as physical exercise of gymnastics?
Yes.
Do you instruct in this endeavor, whatever it is?
Yes. Do you know what it is?
Physical education, I guess.
Yes, she teaches physical education, and you've been teaching physical education. Is it near, what, Brecon? The name of the city?
No, Brecon, sorry.
Brecon. At a junior and senior high school, and she teaches physical education and dancing and skin diving.
That's right.
And she is now, of course, as I mentioned, touring the United States as the national hostess of Wales. But could you tell us exactly what this specific trip is about to this country?
Well, I'm here primarily to invite people to the investiture in North Wales, which will be in July this year. The investiture of Prince Charles as Prince of Wales.
That's nice.
Well, very interesting.
Will Mr. Burton be there? He's a Welshman.
I hope
For
so.
the investiture,
I
yes?
expect so, yes.
Well, tell me, you're a very lovely lady, and it's obvious that one of the reasons you were chosen as national hostess for Wales was because of your beauty. But could you tell us what else was involved?
Yes, we had to be Welsh speaking, and we had to have a good knowledge of Wales and Welsh affairs, and fairly educated, and be able to travel and converse and give radio talks and television talks.
But you know, we have a couple of wild dressers on our panel, and Bert Convey and Soupy Sales. I think that fits too. But you also are going to have a wild dresser when Prince Charles comes to your country, aren't you? Could you show us what he is going to wear? Do you have something here that...
This is what he will look like when he's invested.
I thought he was much taller.
Oh, no,
Can we
Soupy.
put this right up here, please?
Actually, I've always heard that he's a doll.
So attractive.
And this is the full robe, and then...
With the ermine trimmings, yes. The Queen will officially make him Prince of Wales by placing the chaplet on his head and the silver sword and the gold ring. And we have an identical sized replica of the crown.
Which is this right here?
This is Welsh gold, or it will be Welsh gold.
This
Welsh
one...
gold?
Gold from Wales.
This is lovely. And I understand this can only be put on the head of the prince. Is that
Yes.
correct? And,
Well,
but very nice.
would you say what's my line for us in Welsh?
Beth yw'n linelli.
You wouldn't recognize it, would you?
No, I don't think you
But it's
would.
nice to be able to recognize that beautiful lady. We ever
Yes,
see
and
her again.
I hope I'm one of the very fortunate ones that will have another opportunity to see you in Wales this coming year.
Thank you very
so much
much.
for joining us. We enjoyed you on What's My Line.
Thank you.
And we'll be back to meet another challenger as What's My Line continues. The blindfold's in place.
Yes.
All right, mystery challenger, would you enter and sign in, please? Panel, as you can tell, our mystery guest has arrived and is now seated beside me. I'll remind you that it's one question at a time. I'll give you 2 minutes to try and establish our mystery guest's identity. And let's begin with Arlene Francis.
Thank you, Wally. Are you primarily known for your work in motion pictures?
No.
Soupy Sales.
Are you primarily known for your work in television? No.
Sherry Lewis.
Are you a boy or a girl? Are you currently appearing in this here town?
Yes.
Bert Convey.
Are you in the theater then?
Yes.
Arlene.
Are you appearing in a play on Broadway?
Yes.
Soupy.
Is this a musical? No.
Sherry.
Is it a play that originated in another country than ours?
No.
Bert Convey.
Is it a comedy?
No.
Arlene.
Is it a play that has received enormous acclaim and was originally tried out in another state? Somebody leave the room?
Not another state.
Not another state. I think that's a good answer because this play has indeed received wide acclaim. Soupy, 30 seconds.
Well, is it, may I take a guess?
Yes.
Is it Donald Pleasance?
No. Sherry?
My question is, do you have laryngitis yet? Because you will in a few minutes with that voice.
No.
Are you in a play with a small cast?
No.
Bert?
Well, it has to be. It has to be,
James Earl
James Earl Jones.
Yes! Whoop. Come on. Yes, Arlene.
I just want to say that perhaps Mr. Jones wasn't in it there, but I know it was tried out in Washington,
It's
the
the
Great
District
White
of
Hope.
Columbia, it's not a state.
Not another state. And, you know, the people in the District of Columbia for many years have had visions of someday perhaps becoming a state or even a metropolis governed by themselves. So we cannot really call D.C. a state, can we?
No.
But we have to have the time to say that it is the most telling, thrilling, exciting performance on Broadway this year.
Oh, you're beautiful.
And perhaps also, I should mention, just in case someone doesn't know, that the name of the play is The Great White Hope.
Yes.
And did you have any idea that you'd be a big hit when you finally got to New York?
Not at all.
When you were on the road
Not
in
at
D.C.?
all. We did it in D.C. Just to do it. There was no plan to bring it to New York at all.
Oh, really? It was going to just be a...
It was part of their season, that's all.
The Arena Theater, was
Yes.
it, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Was such an enormous cast, Wally, that it would be hard to think of being able to afford to bring that play to Broadway.
But it has, and it's a success, and our congratulations to you, because
Thank
you're a
you.
very important part of that. Thank you so much for joining
very
us. Very good. James Earl Jones. What's My Line will continue right after this word.
Yes, sir.
Where do you buy those beautiful clothes?
Oh, well, I have
makes them.
I make them. My wife makes them. No, I have a tailor made the suit, but I bought the shirt at a department store here in New York. Should I give them a plug? No. And they come from England. The shirts come from England, and I think they're kind of fun. And they're not terribly expensive, I will admit that.
Thank you, Bert. Giuseppe, how did you get to be coach of the Globetrotters?
Well, they needed some help. No, that was, you know...
I hear the choice was between you and Vince Lombardi.
No, it was between Guy Lombardi and,
Oh, Guy Lombardi.
and they chose me. And
But it was a great show,
It was a
Soupy.
great... thank you, and it was a great experience because they're like the great clowns of all time. They're just... And besides being great basketball...
Thank you for your honest answers. You were very bright today, and you'll get another chance tomorrow. And won't you join us, too, on What's My Line?
Victoria Falls, Niagara Falls, Contestant Falls? Bummer. You don't get as wet, but either way, it hurts going down. Watch as contestants try to keep from taking the plunge down a deep, dark hole.
My answer is April.
Russian Roulette every night at 11 p.m. only on Game Show Network.